channel.
The No Pressure channel presents the May event. The May event is where we have you guys, the supporters, decide who should face off in what category and what genre. And for the past couple months on TikTok, you guys have been voting for that. And yeah, we got our votes in, and now here are our matches. And today's matchup, we are going to have a Toons match. What is a Toons match, you must be asking yourself? Well, it's a cartoon match, meaning that you have to be an animated cartoon character to be a part of this fight. And we have two interesting ones today. We have on one end, Sailor Moon Usagi going against Samurai Jack. Yeah. So, let me talk about a few of the basic rules. Two matches, everything goes, but as far as the rules on the channel is, for this special event is have fun. My word is not guaranteed. I'm just going to make the complete argument on who wins on what, and you guys will decide in the comment section below if you guys whether you guys agree or disagree with me. Just please be respectful. Number two, you guys had to been the ones who decided who would face off in what match. You guys have been voting for the past couple months, and these are the characters you guys wanted to put on to go against each other. And lastly, there has to be one clear winner. So I have to make the argument for one obvious winner. There can't be both sides, and you guys have to decide on which one you thought was more compelling. It's just going to be solely on one argument that I'm going to be basing my argument on. Now, let's talk about these characters' feats. In one corner, Kondanashas Nakasho Yoshi, sorry if I'm saying this wrong or butchering it, comic anthology Usagi is also known as a member of the Sailor Moon squad. Sorry, that was a mouthful. Sailor Moon has superhuman strengths, being able to take on cosmic threats and even overcome a lot of pressure. An example of that was the time she stood up when the force of gravity was applying tremendous pressure to keep her down. Worried she might fall into the cliches of breaking a nail or a heel? Never fear, cause she only breaks a sweat. Durable enough to take a blast from fire weapons, planted with a lot of heat, and even a witch's electrical shocks. She has an array of weapons to call into battle, such as the Moon Tiara, used her tiara to defeat the Dark Kingdom's many monsters, Moonstick to help turn monsters back to humans, Crystal Star, which gave her instant access to the heirloom's power, Cutie Moon Rod, which is a scepter that grants her powers to defeat droids and Cardians, and many insane weapons that wipe evil off the face of the earth. How's that energy within her like? Well, she can use her energy projection to break through giant boulders and even create a force field to protect herself from any major attacks. Not good enough? Okay, well, what about the time she flew into a black hole and blew it up from the inside? Yeah, still not enough? Okay, well, how about the time she stopped an asteroid from hitting Earth at light speed? Okay, still not enough to nail you with that one? Okay. She had rewritten a timeline to give a person a second chance at a decision they made before going on to the other path. Sailor Moon's Usagi is a force to be reckoned with. And of course, on the other corner, coming from the realm of Cartoon Network, we have none other than the warrior from the past sent into the future, Samurai Jack. Now, Jack being human doesn't mean he is easy to take out. He has very limited weapons, but is clearly the only weapon needed is himself. But let's discuss the ones he has had, which is a magic sword he got from his father that defeated Aku before, a cybernetic arm, and other weapons included Nodachi, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, Morning Star, Spiked Club, Warhammer, Lightning Spear, Axe, and etc. The man has fought robots with armor that not even his sword could cut through, but was granted the extra power boost by his ancestors to cut at least one down. His sword helps him vanquish foes who have magic and advanced weapons on their side, fast enough to defeat bounty hunters before a single drop of water could fall on the ground. Now, what if someone takes his sword? Really makes no difference. The man can defeat opponents without it, and the sword itself can never be used on Jack, as Aku attempted to pierce his chest with it and the sword wouldn't cut through. While most people hide in the shadows to get the element of surprise on their opponent, he uses the light instead of that to keep himself hidden. Isn't that crazy? Durable enough to defeat a swarm of robots. Here's a crazy flex. The man fought archers with excellent hearing while blindfolded and eventually gets to them before they could even nail him with an arrow. And lastly, defeated Aku, who was a magical, evil creature that despite having the power to bring the dead back, having high advanced droids, and even very skilled fighters, Aku couldn't stop Jack, not even with all the shape-shifting abilities he has. So you don't want to come into pass with the boy Samurai Jack. Watcha! Alright, so let's talk about the end game between the characters. So let's talk about Samurai Jack's, what he could possibly do during a fight against Sailor Moon. Now, Jack has fought characters that were beyond his element. I mean, you have Haku, I think, who had shape-shifting abilities. You had cyber robots. You had cyborg ninjas. You know, he had a lot of things against him. He even had cyborg female robot ninjas or something like that, or warriors. So time after time, Samurai Jack has proven without a doubt that he is very, 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 very tough to beat, even if he doesn't have godlike abilities. His sword, however, is magical, so he is capable of doing a lot of impressive things. Not on top of that, he has the speed, and he always finds that one opportunity to get that one shot in. So Jack is pretty fast. It wouldn't be easy to just pin him down and take him out for the count, honestly. And on top of that, he might be able to get that one opening shot to get Sailor Moon with that magic sword. And that magic sword being able to do a lot of damage to a lot of characters throughout his years could do some damage here. He's also a strategical, clever guy. He also thinks on his feet. He also uses improvisation. He works really well. And let's not forget the 24-hour stamina he can do. That's right, he has 24-hour capability of fighting with someone all night long. So I do believe that he could put Sailor Moon and wear her out at some point during the battle. Bottom line is, Jack, I think, has much more of an impressive ability to adapt to an environment, whether it's harsh or dark, light, bright, or cold or hot. It doesn't matter. Jack probably has a lot more of a capability of adapting a lot more than Usagi's Sailor Moon does. Hope I'm saying her name right. What do you call it? So, and the magic sword, I think he just needs that one shot. Now, he has fought a lot of characters, even one robot that was hard to penetrate, even with the sword he had. But he prayed to his gods and his ancestors to grant him the strength. So I do believe he could do the same thing again during a fight. Use that one devastating blow to get Sailor Moon with that chest of the heart. And he's fast enough to get her without her seeing it coming. She might have cosmic powers, but he has super speed in his side. Now on the other end, you obviously have Usagi Sailor Moon, and there's just, I mean, when you talk about how much of an incredible power she has a lot of incredible power. She could use one devastating blast to probably throw Jack out of commission for sure. She has a lot of incredible magical power weapons that could really do some damage to anybody. So a human even with a magic sword isn't going to do well. And let's not forget, Jack lost his sword at one point in a match or a fight against Haku. And I do believe that could happen again. And Sailor Moon still has so many weapons on her. She could use the tiara. She can use the staff. She can use anything she wants to nail Jack with it. And on top of that, she has an incredible healing factor. So her power, on top of that, her powers are cosmic level powers. Jack might have a magic sword, but cosmic level against a magic sword person, yeah, he would have to rely solely on that. And with Sailor Moon, she has just way more to offer when it comes to ultimate power levels. And also, I forgot to mention that she also is capable of creating force fields. So even if Jack wanted to try to hit her with the sword, probably couldn't nail her with her, because she could just use the force fields to kind of block those attack moves, and then use the staff to just hit him with that blow when she wants to see that opening. So ultimately, who would win this fight? Jack has fought some pretty incredible characters, but ultimately I'm going to give this one to Sailor Moon Usagi, because she has fought way more universal cosmic level threats, like ultimate level threats with ultimate powers. It's not just one-on-one fist fights, it's also the super powered levels that she's fought against people using her magical abilities to do it, her cosmic powers. So her cosmic powers are way over the top. Even so much so that even if Jack could find a way to dodge it or move around it, there's still too many blasts and shots in her arsenal to take Jack down. Eventually, Jack, he's a human being. Eventually, it's going to get to him. He's going to get wiped out. I mean, Haku managed to stop Jack from entering the past many times before. He stopped him from portals. He's even sent him to the future. So I do believe that when Haku could do that, that was a magical shapeshifter. Jack was out of his element in that situation. Same thing could be applied when it comes to Usagi Sailor Moon. So yeah, this year's May Events 2023's Toon match goes to Sailor Moon's Usagi. And as always, No Press fam, we really appreciate you guys. Catch you guys later. Peace.